friends, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to talk about the miscellaneous envelope. If you're new here, welcome. Please subscribe to my channel and like the video, and most importantly, say hello below. All right, let's just jump right into it. So let's go back a video yesterday on the actually I did the video yesterday, but I posted it today on the highlighter method. I really wanted to continue with this consistency and talk about the miscellaneous envelope. It's one of the questions I get a lot on this envelope. But first, how are you? I hope you're doing well. Please subscribe to my channel. Please like the video. And most importantly, say hello below. So for today, I have recently talked about the cash envelope system. I also talked about the highlighter method, and previously before that, I also talked about our budget planners, and this is the dated one. So we do have multiple planners in the shop, but this was the dated one that I was specifically talking about how I wanted people to use this for the full year and the reasons why I created a snap cover and the different covers and bookmarks to go with it. So if you haven't seen that video, check it out. It's 2 videos ago. A lot of questions regarding why is the miscellaneous envelope so important? Well, when I first started my own budgeting journey and I started getting into the cash envelope system, I struggled a lot because it's a huge change. It was a huge change for me. We are so adapted to our habits, and when you change something and you have to put a little bit more work into it, it's different. It's a lot, right? So no matter what, no matter if we're talking about cash envelopes or we're talking about a different task, if you're talking about learning a new dance, you're going to dancing school, you're trying to learn a new job, if you're doing something the same way for so long and all of a sudden now I'm being told I need to do it this way and get cash, there's just like all the different little tasks that go along with it. It was a lot. So that's why when I first started, I learned the highlighter method. That was one of the first things I did. So I learned the highlighter method, and then I learned the cash envelope system, and I kept doing it over and over again. When I first started, I did get frustrated. I would quit. I would start back up again. I got better and better at it, and I really enjoyed doing it. It was almost like a challenge for myself. So every week I'd get paid, and I'd be like, okay, I'm going to save this, this, and this, and da-da-da-da-da. I'm going to do this, this, and that, So I really did my best to stay within the guidelines and even the budget for the different envelopes. Okay, so what I learned was that I had to create a plan. And with that plan I had to create a plan of action, like meal planning. So basically you cannot just go to the grocery store with your eyes closed. So that's not gonna work. So I thought, all right, you know what? I need to create a plan because I really need to know what I was spending. So a lot of times we go to the grocery store, and if you don't have a plan, you are going to overspend, especially if you only have a certain amount of money in this envelope. You're gonna overspend, number one. Number two, you are probably going to run out of the items during the week, or you're probably going to realize that you never got the items that you needed to get when you went to the store. So in order to prevent all that, you really need to plan your trip. So planning is super important. So I think, once you get in the habit of writing everything out, and that's why I think it's really important to do that with this planner. So make sure you guys are writing everything out, writing out the things that you need to do, writing out the things you need to buy, creating your meal plan, your list of things. And so just going through your cabinets with your basic necessities. We often have a lot of stuff that we already could use. So try to utilize the things that you have. So really making a plan was something that I had to really get used to. The second thing is, I come to find out, I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, what can I do to think outside the box? How can I, there's gotta be something I can do to get ahead. What can I do that could help me with my envelopes? And so, ta-da, I decided to do this. So I don't know if other people do it. I know that This is something that I thought of. This was not taught to me. I was actually thinking, how can I think outside the box in order for me to be successful with the cash envelope system? And so even though we have these, let's say you have 5 categories, like you have groceries, household, eating out, beauty, and gas, okay? Now, let's just say you overspend in groceries or you overspend in eating out and you didn't budget for extracurricular, for the kids or things like that. This is where the miscellaneous envelope really comes in handy, and it really helps as a buffer between your cash envelopes and your bank account or even your emergency fund. So this has truly helped me. It still does help me. I honestly like to keep at least like up to 400. So if I'm going out, right, if I have enough money in here, and I have my money in, this is my binder, but this is my on-the-go wallet, and I talked about this yesterday. I will have, so this is my on-the-go wallet. I have the same envelopes, just a different style. These are a straight font, these are script, but they are the same envelopes that I have in the shop. We also have the vellum as well. And behind here, I also have self-care. And then behind there, I have one of these envelopes that I use for receipts. Okay, so taking this for your on the go is important. So again, you're out and about, you go to the grocery store and you're like, oh, I don't have any money, or you want to go out to eat with your daughter and you don't have any money, but that's where the buffer comes in. That's where the miscellaneous envelope is really helpful. And so I implemented this strategy a long time ago, and I thought, wow, this is so amazing. So anyways, when I was working my corporate job, what I would do is every time I got paid, I would put money in this envelope little by little. $25, $50, whatever I could. I just kept on adding it. I remember vividly, even right now as I'm talking to you guys, when I worked at my job and how I would do this. I would even do videos sharing with you guys what I did for my cash envelope system. So I was doing the cash envelope system even before I opened up my business. Okay, so the miscellaneous envelope is very important, and it has saved me. So I'm not saying that you guys you have to put $400 in right now. Just think about it when you get paid to try to add little bits of money, because it will add up. So in these other areas, so what you're trying to do is you're using the cash envelope system to help budget in these areas and only use cash. Once the money is gone from the envelope, it's gone. So that means like, okay, once I'm done with my beauty, I'm not gonna go and do something else, like get a tattoo or get my toes done. It's done. So you have to save up again for the next task. Same goes for gas, but gas is obviously you learn to know what you put in your tank every week to accumulate. Eating out, same goes for eating out. So a lot of people like to eat out on the weekends or more than once on the weekends. So a lot of people probably spend over $100 by the time the weekend's over, by either going out with your kids or family or friends, and then you don't realize like how much you have actually really spent. So in these areas, when you're putting cash and you're creating a budget for this, you're like, this weekend I'm only going to go out one day. I'm not going out Friday and Saturday and Sunday. Like, try to think about it is what I'm trying to say. So like for eating out, you could just do it once and try to stick to a plan. Like, all right, I'm probably going to need like $40 or $50, depending on where you're going. And you would stuff your envelope with that. Once the money's gone, it's gone. So it doesn't mean you stuff your money on Saturday, you use the cash, and then the next day you change your mind and you use your debit card. So that's what the cash envelope system's for. It's really to help people stay under budget so you don't go over budget. And we don't want you to use your cash envelopes and debit cards and kind of do both. It's really to help people raise their savings. Okay, we want you to accumulate your savings and only spend what you truly have to spend so you can get ahead and eventually not live paycheck to paycheck. So that's really the ultimate goal. And there's like a little ton of like little steps to do in between that can help you get there. Okay, so like I said, so for the miscellaneous envelope, it's really important. So if you haven't started yet and you always were like, well, I'm not really even sure what to use with this envelope, this is dumb. Think of it like this. Miscellaneous could be anything, no matter what. So if your kids are asking you, can we go roller skating this weekend, and you didn't have that in the budget, use your miscellaneous envelope. Or, you know what, after you guys go out to eat, you're like, you know what, I really want to go to the mall. I just want to get some lotion. Okay, use your your miscellaneous is there to help you as a buffer, so you can still get the things that you need to get at the store. So if you have to go to Target, you can get it. If you have to get something for your kids, or you want to go out to eat, or you actually maybe you need to get food. Maybe you need it for a bill. Like, it's there for a reason. So the more you have in your miscellaneous envelope, the more you're going to be able to be saved. It's just a lifesaver, and I never stopped doing this. If you have been following me for a long time, you know I have used this faithfully, and so that's why I like to have a certain amount. I'll leave it in the binder here, but I will also put it in the on-the-go wallet. I really honestly want to help people understand that budgeting can be fun, and so when you incorporate a lot of the small things that you may learn, you will become to actually enjoy it. It's part of life that we have to pay bills, and unfortunately, but we could also do things in a way that makes it fun, makes it in a way that most people might not do, or they don't even know. There's people out there that don't even know what saving challenges are. So we need to educate people to say, like, this is great. Be confident with what you're doing. You got this, okay? So, like I said, when I teach people, or even when I'm doing consultations, the number one step I always like to tell people is to make sure they do the highlighter method. The second is to incorporate your cash envelopes and to start that process, because it is a process. It's a learning process, and sometimes things do not happen overnight. And that's not a bad thing. It's just, what I'm trying to say is that sometimes it takes a little bit longer. So that's why I always recommend to people, if you're struggling with the cash envelopes, at least start out with 1 or 2, maybe 1 to 3 at a time, maybe just 1 or 2 at a time, just so you can really get acclimated, you can understand the process, you can really get it down pat, because when the money is gone out of the envelope, it's gone until your next pay period. Okay, so that's really the concept. And then we talked about the miscellaneous envelope and the importance of why you should be using the miscellaneous envelope. So unexpected emergencies that may pop up that you don't have the money for, unexpected bill that may pop up that you don't have the money for, or your children want to do something over the weekend, or you get invited to do something and you are not prepared, you weren't prepared for that. So when you the more money you have in your miscellaneous is great. So this is the binder that you're going to leave at home. When you're ready to go do your chores, that's when you're going to take your money with you, put it in your wallet, and your on-the-go wallet, and go out and do your day. But again, you don't need to take your whole envelope with you. Like, let's say you saved $400, you don't have to take that all with you unless you are going to be spending it, but you can just leave it home and just let it accumulate for a buffer and have that buffer in between. So hopefully that makes sense. Okay. And if you're familiar with the calendars that I create every month, every week I have a pop-up sale that is, it just says pop-up, so nobody knows what it's going to be. And today, if you go to my website and you go under the Saving Challenges tab, everything in that page is 50% off, which is amazing. And if you spend $50 and you leave me a note at check, like let's say you spend over $50, you leave a note and you put free bag, I will give you guys the small bag that says budget bag, and some of them are plain. So you just have to leave a note if it's over 50, and you're gonna get that free as well. That's an incentive. That's a huge pop-up sale. I think it's an amazing, amazing sale. So 50% off. There's no code. Everything is just automatic, besides just leaving the note at checkout for the bag. So if you are one that you like bundles, or maybe you like this linen, maybe you like this, maybe you want this setup, well, go to the website. Take a look. This is on the website just like this as a bundle, and it's 50% off. So there's no code, just this automatic. This is gorgeous too. Everything, all of the binders we have are all beautiful, all of them. Whether it's the Adelina, whether it's the linen, whether it's the classic or the luxe, all of them are really, really nice. You feel confident with your binders, and it's fun. Okay, so let's see what else. So that is the sale for today. Tomorrow, our teddy bear caddies are also arriving. So I will be restocking the website with the teddy bear caddies. Yay! So many people are waiting. And again, Friday, we'll be launching these beauties here. So I think that's the latest for the 3 for the sales. Okay. If you guys have any suggestions for me and you want me to talk about something specific when it comes to budgeting, please let me know. I would be more than happy to. Right now, what I plan to do is go home, meet the UPS driver that is dropping off all these beautiful boxes. And I will hopefully be able to do a live this afternoon. So give me a thumbs up. Let me know how you guys are doing. Say hello below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Bye, guys.